The recipe that we're making today is a highly requested recipe. We're going to be making Nando's Peri Peri chicken rice bowls. All of the ingredients are laid out in front of me. There really isn't much to it, and you can swap and change things up. If you don't want to make it spicy, you can do mild versions, or if you want to make it extremely hot, go for it. This is 569 calories per portion, as well as 47 grams of protein. We're going to need 3 chicken breasts for this recipe. Slice them in half horizontally to open them up, or butterfly them, and then slice into 2 even-sized fillets. Add them to a bowl and add in 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, and 1 teaspoon of dried chili flakes. Quarter of a cup or about 60 milliliters of Nando's Peri Peri sauce. Any spice level of your choice is fine. And then season with salt as well as cracked black pepper. Mix it all together with clean hands, make sure that marinade is completely coating everything, and you can let this marinate up to 48 hours, or you can just use it straight away. For our spicy rice, we're going to need 1 brown or yellow onion. Take off the tip, slice it in half, and then peel it. Make thin slices across, stopping at the root. Do the horizontal slice if you like to do it, and then dice into small to medium-sized pieces, trimming off any excess flesh. We then need 1 red bell pepper or capsicum, small, medium, or large. I do recommend a small one, and we're going to slice around the core. Standing it up is just the easiest and cleanest method. Once you have them nice and cleaned up, no seeds, no pith, slice into nice long battens. Rotate those battens 90 degrees and then dice into small to medium sized pieces, pretty much the same size as the onion. Run 4 cloves of garlic along a microplane to create a paste. They can also be chopped or sliced, but garlic paste is going to be the strongest method for this recipe. And then also 5 grams or about 0.2 ounces of coriander or cilantro. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. And this can just be roughly chopped, making sure that there's no large leaves or stems. We'll get the rice on before we cook the chicken, so place a large saucepan over a high heat and add in 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, allowing it to melt. Add in the onions and bell peppers, as well as a nice pinch of salt. And then we're going to saute this for about 3 to 4 minutes or until softened. We're looking for the onions to become a little bit translucent, as well as that capsicum or bell pepper to soften. Don't want to get too much color on here as well, so if it does get a little bit dark, just turn the heat down slightly. At this point, we can add in the garlic, as well as 1 tablespoon or 20 grams of tomato paste. Continue mixing this around and cook this for about 2 minutes. Let the natural oils come out of the tomato paste and coat everything. This is going to build body and depth. In we go with 300 grams or 10.5 ounces of Basmati rice that's been washed, 600 milliliters of chicken or vegetable stock, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of ground turmeric, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, and half a teaspoon of chili powder. This stuff's quite hot, so it is optional. Pinch of salt, cracked black pepper, about 10 cracks worth, and then continue mixing. Allow those flavors to become friends. We're going to bring this up to a boil. Once it is at a boil, give it one last mix just to prevent any clumps. Reduce the heat to low, place it on a lid, and then cook this for 12 minutes. And we can put this in the background for the time being, placing another large pan over a high heat, and then adding a little bit of spray oil. I'm using non-aerosol avocado oil here. Add in the chicken, and I recommend doing this in batches. Do not overcrowd the pan because you'll end up steaming the chicken. I did 3 at a time, and we're going to cook this for about 2.5 to 3 minutes on each side, or until that chicken's just cooked through and you have a really nice beautiful color on the chicken. Also, don't be afraid to flip it a couple of times to get even color. Then we can remove it and allow it to rest. Going back to the rice, carefully remove the lid and add in 3/4 of a cup of frozen peas, as well as the chopped coriander or cilantro, which is of course optional. Mix this all around, fluff it up with a fork or a spatula, make sure everything is completely mixed through. And by the way, this recipe is phenomenal. You don't even need to serve it with the Peri Peri chicken, but that's just a bonus. What you should have is something that looks like this, that we can pop aside for the time being, because we need to slice our rested chicken. I let the chicken rest for about 5 to 10 minutes for the juices to redistribute, and then slice this into strips. If you don't want to slice it into strips, you can also dice it, or you can leave it completely whole, but I just find it slicing it makes it so much easier to eat. Serve it up into meal prep containers. I'm using 5 750 milliliter Lavelli containers. I have a link for these in the description. Add over half a chicken breast per container, and I know there is an extra chicken breast, so we can slice this up and then evenly distribute. Do the same with any resting juices. Add over a sauce of your choice. I'm using medium Nando's Peri Peri sauce. It goes absolutely fantastic because obviously we've used it in the marinade as well. And garnish with a little bit more coriander or cilantro, which is completely optional. That then leaves us with this Peri Peri chicken and spicy rice. The portion size, the calories, the fat, the carbs, and the protein, and the full written recipe is in the link in the description. Let them cool down for about 15 to 20 minutes. They'll go in the fridge for up to 4 days and in the freezer for up to 4 months. I'm also using the Lavelli vacuum seal pump so we can get an extra day out of them. When it comes to reheating, just do it in a microwave or a pan. If you are doing it in a pan, you will need to add stock, but the microwave is the best way to do it, in my opinion. With everything said and done, there is only one thing left to do, and that is we can then dig in. Easily the best meal prep we've done so far. All I have to say is thank you for the recommendation to make this because it is absolutely delicious. The rice is perfect, it has so much flavor. The chicken's juicy as well as having a lot of flavor with that sauce. Of course, if you don't want to add chili, you don't have to. You can use milder versions, but definitely do make this. It's incredible.